Yo people, welcome back to the channel. So YouTube boxer Jake Paul is set to face former Bellator champion and retired UFC fighter Ben Askren in a boxing match on April 17th via the music app Triller on pay-per-view. Now, Jake Paul's last fight against Nate Robinson went somewhat viral after he scored a devastating knockout of Nate Robinson, who was a former NBA player turned professional boxer who was technically terrible in their fight. You know, he was running towards Jake Paul and Jake Paul landed some brilliant counter right hands and ultimately knocked Nate Robinson out. He memed Nate Robinson. So this is somewhat of a step up for Jake Paul. However, you could argue it's not, because Ben Askren, as much as he was, you know, a good wrestler in the UFC and in Bellator, he was never even a UFC world champion. If you look at his striking, because a lot of people like to talk about how, you know, certain UFC fighters like Conor McGregor, they're good strikers, so they could transfer their skills into boxing, because boxing is all about striking, right? It's all about punching. But if you go and type in Ben Askren striking on YouTube and look at some of these clips, the guy is he's an absolute joke. The guy is going to get knocked out in, I believe, probably the second round. He's going to face a similar fate to Nate Robinson. Just look at the guy's footwork. I mean, I saw the guy throw a flying right uppercut, yeah, and man nearly fell over. So this guy, Ben Askren, is going to get knocked out. I'm not even particularly a fan of Jake Paul, so me saying that, you know, this is just my honest opinion. Ben Askren's going to get his ass beat by Jake Paul on April 17th. The fact that it's on pay-per-view, depending on how much it is, depending on the price, I don't think this is going to do very good numbers. You know, Jake Paul is a YouTuber. He's got a lot of fans. But even having a lot of fans, Jake Paul isn't particularly liked amongst the YouTube community. There's probably a lot of people that are going to buy the pay-per-view just to watch it, to see what happens, because they don't know much about Ben Askren and they want to see Jake Paul get beat up. But that's not going to happen in this fight. Jake Paul's going to comfortably destroy Ben Askren, in my opinion. I'll be absolutely mind blown if Jake Paul lost to Ben Askren. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you approve of YouTubers getting into the boxing ring and fighting? I mean, to be fair to Jake Paul, he is fighting guys that are professional combat sport artists. Yeah, he's fighting Ben Askren, who is retired, but he is a former UFC fighter, a former Bellator world champion. You know, whether that means much or not, in his case, going into the boxing ring, I don't think so. But he's not just fighting guys off the street. He's not fighting... I mean, to be fair, I think if Jake Paul fought some of the journeymen, the professional journeymen in boxing, my man would have problems. But, you know, he's facing Ben Askren. Let me know as well if you guys are going to pay for this fight, if you guys are going to watch this fight. I'm assuming a lot of you are not going to, because I'm assuming a lot of my subscribers are more hardcore boxing fans. I'm not going to pay for this fight, you know, wink wink. But yeah, I mean, personally, my stance on YouTube boxing is that if it weren't for YouTube boxing, you wouldn't be listening to this video right now. This channel wouldn't exist. So if you want me to go into that further, leave a like on the video and I might make a separate video detailing why, from a hardcore boxing fan's perspective, YouTube boxing is good for the sport to some extent. So leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Remember to turn on post notifications to stay notified whenever I upload a new video.